The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman on this Friday, the 12th of September. We're looking at the Dow down 70 at 46,038. A fabulous move yesterday. It made the notation, Chapman wave methodology, a little clearer. This is a leg C. If it doesn't take out the high of yesterday, it becomes a peak C, and if it goes just 1 penny over the 46,137.20 high, that just continues leg C today. Let me write that in 46,137. 46,137 right there. 43. Well, not 43, 46. 46,137. Okay. So with that said, what we're looking at here is the weekly chart. Now, this is going to be very interesting because in the Chapman wave notation, this is Technical Friday, so I need to go through this very carefully. First of all, just to sum it up, because a lot of people say we like your opening monologue where you go through all the different indices and what you're looking at and why. So let me just quickly run that down. I'm looking at the chance that this rally continues into next week. I'm also looking at the chance that if there's no new high today above the 46,137.20 level, it becomes a peak C, and then next week, in the first couple of days, we start to get something that looks like a leg D going to a peak D. And then, based on unusual notation, that's where you get a little bit cautious. Doesn't mean you have to, I don't know yet whether we'll do anything on the short side or whatever, but I'm just looking at this and saying, this market's done fantastically. Under any sense of... We haven't seen anything quite like this. I don't think the S&P's had more than just a 1.5%, maybe the biggest decline for weeks, maybe months. So this is, to say it's overbought means that the implication overbought says you're looking for something to pull back. But I would just say that it is extended, and that's extended means that it is rallied to a certain point where, under normal conditions, you would say that this is the extension that I'd be looking for, and there should be a pullback, and it's gone higher. That's all it means. It doesn't have to, because the chart doesn't know this. What do you think? The Dow right now knows that it's at 46,061.51? No. It's just the chart, right? The MACD is good. The 9-period is over the 14 moving average. The stochastic's at 87%. The on-balance volume hasn't gotten overbought. It was a little bit before. Now it's still just doing very nicely. So the weekly chart, because after a peak D within 3 bars, if it goes to a higher high, I think Chapman wave instant restart, and that means the next letter alphabetically will be E. But think E/A. But if that E then pulls back very sharply, way below the trough of D, there are a bunch of other things that I don't want to go into right now, other than to say what happens is that the next higher high has to either be a continuing pattern, or that's where you've now started your new alternate count. So this becomes F/A and a G/B after a failed instant restart. Now, there's something called the unconventional fat-based restart. Don't want to get into that. I just want to say that under any other circumstances, what I would then do is say, okay, you're above the previous highs, not very much higher, but you are moving higher, and the price is way over the 9. The 9's over 9-period moving average. The 9-period moving average is still green because it's way over the 14-period moving average, the black moving average. The 200-period moving average is on a upside trajectory, which is really important because, it's at 37,855. That's only, almost 9,000 points lower. So that just says very little chance in this particular move that you're going to go down to that level. So it's still very positive. The MACD is not quite still expanding, but it's really strong. The stochastics flat at 94%. What do you want? This is great. This is what you want to look for. And you've got the on-balance volume doing very nicely. It's not overbought, it's just very nice. Monthly chart, I don't even want to get into that because it's an extended move. And the question is that an F or a brand new A? Well, what I do is I keep it as an F, and I can, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, F says, be a little careful. A says, are you kidding? Every single pullback you want to buy. So that I keep that in mind. And the MACD is positive. The relative strength is good. The stochastics are 89%. So nothing that I'm looking at here suggests anything other than some kind of a minor pullback. That's as it stands at this particular point. Remember, price is the arbiter of the trend. If the price changes, to really change this completely, you'd have to see a close underneath the low of the 2nd of September of 44,948. So let me now do this. I want to go to the S&P. And what's with the S&P? Well, it's a slightly different thing. This is now leg E. Could be an alternate count. I'm calling it an E for now. The 9 is way over the 9-period moving average. 9's over the 14. MACD finally turned back up with the relative strength, so that's good. Stochastics fabulous at 90%. Oh, wait a minute. 90%. And the on-balance volume's a little bit overbought. What do we have in the weekly chart? Alternate count. This is an instant restart because this is a leg E. 3 bars after the peak D. And this is now the 4th bar and even higher. That's good. And the the monthly chart has gone so strongly above the 6147.43 high of January, February, that it really looks like an A rather than a G. G says, oh, be really careful. A says, are you kidding? This is fantastic action. So here we go. Leg G/A with a very big emphasis on an A. Whew. That's amazing. That means we should go into next year. And if this is an A, it's a 7-way form. To get to that leg D, you'd go 7 months. At the best would be 7 months' time. So the best is 7 months' time. What do we have? We have 7 months' time is when? So let's see. This is September. So we've got to go October, November, December, January, February. February will be the leg D. If every other month is up and down to make A, B, C, D. Whew, wow. All right, let's go to QQQ. Here is the same thing in the monthly chart, but this is a leg C in the weekly chart and a leg D just above the previous 583.42 August the 13th high. This has gone to 584.88. Today's high is 585.57. So it's in leg D. So it's getting very close to some kind of, the chances are that you can get some kind of a pullback after D. You don't have to. I'm just saying that's in the Chapman methodology. That's where a little yellow light flashes. Okay, you don't have to do anything, but you have to monitor it. IWM slightly different, down $1.67 today, 239.15. Leg G/B, it's the same sort of thing. It can go higher. If it goes 1 penny higher than the high of 240.93 of yesterday, goes to 240.94. That's a leg C. That says you can go higher for a good part of the week. All right, 240. Yep, that's it. Okay, run this quickly. SMHs made a new high, pulling back from that high. It's at 303.24. Now, I do want to go to the TBT, which is the yields. And what does the TBT say? It says it's up 48 cents. So that means yields are moving a little high. So you can see we have all the ingredients right now just to say we're getting very close to some kind of a digestive phase. That's all I'm saying, digestive phase. I'll be right back. Dow's down 80.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, let me just run this here. Bitcoin is trading up 720 at 115,650. Leg C. Not a very big, strong move yet, but it's much better than it was yesterday. I don't like small moves in the Chapman Wave methodology with a leg A and then a tiny little B and then a sudden C. And all of a sudden, the C has become much bigger, and that's good. So I do believe that we will go to a D in the weekly chart at some point, but I think it's just digesting gains. ETH was the one that I mentioned weeks and weeks ago that I think had become the popular vehicle, and it's holding much, much better. It's making this cup formation, but it won't complete the cup formation if it cannot go above in the next today's Friday. So I'd say by Monday or Tuesday, let's say Tuesday. Tuesday needs to be trading above 44.30, because if it does that, then there's a real good chance in this particular move, probably next week, it'll hit the 45.79 previous high. 1 penny above that goes to a leg D, and I do believe it will go to a leg D. So that's just to put that in perspective. Now, just before I go further, I had a question about Palantir. And Palantir is trading up 2.35. And so Jane has said, hi, Jane, I haven't heard from you for a long time. It's good to hear. I mean, we go back, 15 years, maybe 17 years. 166.66, up 2.32 right now. And you said you had puts. What I was going to send to you last night, but I thought I really have to wait for today. In my show, I need to see, is it up about 3 points or more? If it was, then that's one thing. What I want you to say to you is, the way Palantir is acting right now, the 9-period moving average, I needed to see if the 9-period moving average today actually crossed positive. So far, we're not even an hour into the trading day, and it has moved positive. So I'm just going to say to you, if if Palantir trading at 167.13 right now and a high of 167.15, cannot take out 160. I'm just going to suggest to you that I don't think Palantir is. If yesterday was weak, followed by today with a lower low, I'd say absolutely I see a chance that you can make a small bit of money in Palantir. I just think that it's in that category that says anytime it pulls back after this big move that went from 190 round number high, remember I do, and peak D, I do, these are technical aspects that I consider very important, going down to the 142.34 low of around about the 19th or so of August. I'm going to say to you, I would cover those puts. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe next week we can come back and look at it, but I needed to see if today was weak. I'd say, yeah, hold it, but you cannot let it go above. And right now, it's exactly at the point, 167. I would have said if it goes above 167.10, anything like that, no. So I'm going to say, Jane, get out of it. You can always have another opportunity. I don't see it right now. Okay, Palantir, I do see a very sharp pullback from peak C. But look at that 9-weekly chart. But look at that 9-period moving average, how beautiful it is over the 40. Now, I don't see this as a short or a put. Hope that helps you. I can always come back to it, but you asked me my opinion. I'm saying get out of it. All right. Even if today it suddenly closes, it's at 167.08. Let's just say it closes at 160. That was 164. Let's just say it closes under 166.10. All right, just gives back a chunk. Even then, you'd have to have the market. I'd have to wait until I get my peak Ds, etc., for next week to see that there's some kind of a pullback. So I'm just saying no. All right, next question was, could I look? Oh, where did I put it? Basil, could you look at Amazon? So I have to look down at my notes, because what happens is I make all these notes. I just spend my time in the evenings and I write down what's really important. And the next day we get so carried away with everything because there's a whole new day that I forget to look. So JP Morgan, okay, did that. Oh, yes, look at this, open. Unbelievable. Tomorrow is Saturday. So it was August the 23rd. I think it was the 23rd Saturday. I was at Tanglewood watching the Boston Symphony Orchestra, and they were playing Beethoven Ninth. It was an amazing, really a fabulous performance. No, not amazing. It was just a fabulous performance. Now, I'm looking at this, and it's August the 23rd. Where were we? I came back, and I said to right here, 23rd. So what happened? Oh, that was a great peak C. 19, 20, 22, 23rd. So 25th was the Monday, and it popped up, spiked to that D, and then it pulled back. Open Door Tech Inc. It's a digital platform for real estate, buy and sell homes, iBuying. And I said, I saw this car and it had the license plate was Open Door. And we were just discussing it a few days ago. I'm not sure who it was in the den had brought it up. And I said, it's acting very well. I must keep it on mind because it's in the real estate area. And we're talking about rates that possibly could come down. It should help it. And I never did that. I showed it to subscribers. I discussed it, never got in. And look what happened. It walked its way up very nicely, the 9-period moving average. It popped up to the 722. It was in there when I was looking at it. It's the 25th. It hit 587. And then it pulls back. And it's tootling along. And I still never got in. And all the technicals were good. And then what happened is on, what's today, Friday, so Thursday, Wednesday night, I'm looking at the ticker and I'm seeing suddenly it's popped up. 30 cents, 40 cents, 25 cents. Wow. Yesterday it screams to $10.70. And now I don't know, someone then might tell me what's going on. But it screams up, and today it's pulling back a little bit down 67 cents at 9.86. So I'd said that the 200-period moving average in the monthly chart was really important, right? So it was testing it, and then whoosh, look how it broke out. Look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart, I said you've got the rectangle. Maybe it starts to stall, but it is acting very well. Wow, this is a brand new A. in the monthly chart, going from the, what was that low? Going from 53 cents. I mean, this is a 20 bagger or something, right? And here it is in leg A. So this is fabulous action. And where would I have to look at it again? I'd have to wait for this candle to be taken out. I'd probably have to go into the gap underneath $7.42. I mean, that's just the way I'm looking at it right now. Maybe it doesn't go down that far, but I'd have to wait for a pullback. So the question was, what do you do now? And this was a person who actually had a little bit of a position. I can't remember who it was. And I would just say, to add to this position, well, first of all, a move like this, definitely take just a tad off. This is what I like to do, just to reward yourself, even though maybe you didn't even know it would happen, but just money management. All right, just a tad off, a tad that you are definitely going to put back. But separate to that, where do you add a bigger position? I'd have to say, let's see if we can get down to 830. Whoa, 977 down, over a point. I don't know. I'm just going to have to wait. I'll have to wait. At the midpoint, round about the 880, 890 level, I'd have to wait for that. But right now, just reward yourself, take a tad off. I'll be right back. The Dow is down from 142. S&P's up 217. I was asked about Amazon. We'll look at Amazon when I return.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Just to finish up, the GDX has made a new high. It's trading up 4 cents at 69.80. You remember our target was 66.98. It's now very, very much higher than that. So we still remain long our gold position, the gold itself, as well as the silver stock, CD. Unbelievable. CDE is that up. Oh, look at that. It hasn't got to the 19.41 level yet, but it's at 15.59. Wow, and we're along at 792. So this is more than a double. Wow, that's very nice. All right, let's get back to the question here. AMZ is trading down 86 cents at 229.03. Now, I sort of struggled with this in the sense that I looked at the pattern itself. It went to a peak G at 236.53 on the 31st of July, pulled back really sharply to the 210 area, 211, and then it ran peak A, peak B, and then under it had a great peak A, peak B, and then it overlapped, and that took it to C. I could consider that this is an alternate count, but I got no alternate count to go to. After G, there's never an H, so this has to be a C. But if you look at the weekly chart, and the question was, on the weekly chart, is that a D? Yes, it's a leg D. And let me get rid of this Fibonacci, which doesn't serve any purpose anymore. Now, I've got a left side, right side price time match, but I can't go to the plumb line. I like to choose a particular type of candle, and I've done that, and that takes us to next week to try to get to 242.72. You know, 14, 15, 16 points to the upside. I just think that's on this particular pattern, I think that's very difficult. So I'm going to leave this as a peak C. Look, it gets negated if it probably goes down to 218. It'll probably have to say it's a failure pattern. But at this point, I think there's a chance. There's no time involved here. If it goes to a higher high, that'll become D. So in the meantime, that's the weekly chart. This is a leg D. So I'm looking at this, and the technicals, the price is over the 9, 9's over the 14. MACD is rising. That's a very good sign. The MACD is very good. It's the 200-period moving average, which has been rising very nicely. The relative strength is just pulling back a little bit, but it's still kind of good. Stochastics at 80%. I would have preferred 83%. And the on-balance volume is up, but pulling back a little bit from overboard. I like what I'm seeing. Now, what I'd normally do, and I'm going to do it right now, is even though it's made a higher high, it hasn't closed above that, I just make this a rectangle formation. So I'm saying that Amazon can pull back some. The weekly chart is in leg D. From the pattern I'm looking at, there's a really good chance that the high that was made last week of 238, it was 238.85, I think that is at least a short-term high. So what was the question? Okay, now I can't remember the question. Weekly leg D under a high, 94% fib retracement, light volume, double top test, reject so far. Daily 914 trying to cross negative. 914 is still already positive in the weekly chart. It's not even close to negative. Now I have to disagree there. Dreaded H, you're talking about short-term. Yes, the short-term is pulling back. Hasn't crossed negative yet, but it is pulling back. 60-minute failure. Let me go to the 60-minute chart. 60-minute. Remember, Technical Friday, so we'll take a little time today. We're going to what? Amazon. AMZN. Yeah, on the 200-period moving average, peak A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That would have been an alternate count, but that would have been a G with a tiny doji candles pulled back. Yeah, as I say, I think, and there it's into the gap. Yeah, I do think that there's further sideways to slightly down. Unless there's some story that's really going to trigger a big move into the 230s, and it has to do it really soon. I think this 200-period moving average is going to be a magnet of 229. So I just think it's stalling. So now let's see. 60-minute failure. Yep, there's your dreaded H. Correct. It's underneath the left side low, but it's got 2 bars in which to close above 229.10. Got it. Okay. We'll have volume to break the B point. All the TFNN methods conspiring to sink Amazon. I shorted yesterday. Aha! I should have read that first. So you shorted yesterday, so you're in the money. What I think is going to happen, as it looks to me, because you see the way the stochastics made a higher low, it's a positive divergence. Look, it's done that before. Look at that one. It had a really good rally. I just say be careful. I would need, the evidence would be, you see the gap from the high of the, at 4 o'clock on the 3rd of September, the high was 226.00, round number. The low the next day was 230.78. And I would just say 226 to 30. Yeah, 4 points. In the middle of that, I would just put it right. It's already in the middle of the range right there. Oh, I see what you're looking at. Yes, I'm just going to suggest time is not on your side, because this is the move that should have followed really quickly to a lower low than this morning, 10:30. Oh, we've just started a new bar. So this is the 12th. Yeah, 228.37. You got to see 228 taken out by Monday afternoon. I would even say, since it's the 60-minute chart, by this afternoon, but I'm just going to give it a little time. But if it goes, today's high is 230.79. If it goes to 231.35, just into the middle of that candle of yesterday, then I think it gets stuck and glued to the 200-period moving average of 229.35. And it's trading right now at 229.35. Oh, that's a little high, sorry. Oh, it's a little difficult to see, huh? So I'll do it this way. 229.86. So it's really stuck around that level. All right? This is when you're shorting and you're wanting something to move quickly, this is Technical Friday. Here's a tip. I do this all the time when I'm following the 1-minute charts or whatever it is on the E-mini. You want to see one big red candle followed by another red candle and a third candle. That says now you've got momentum to the downside. If there's one big move to the downside, like it was right there on the 10:30 exactly 24 hours ago, and a green candle, it says you've got some residual strength going on. So that's all I'm saying to you. So right now it's at 229.46. So just because you're talking about shorting and you've already done that, I'm going to go to the let me do this, AMZ. And here's the 10-minute chart. Did I do something wrong? I did, AMZN. Okay, so this is the 10-minute chart, and what we're looking at is, you see this rally? Peak A, B, C, D in the 1-minute chart, 5-minute chart. I've not changed anything other than to say you want to see a failure of this pattern below 229 very soon.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So let me just clarify. I'm not saying that it isn't going to go lower. What I'm saying is that if you're short, then you want speed on your side. Why? Because if it kind of hangs around here, now look, it's up to 229.67, down just 28 cents. This is not the action you want. Now, if you're looking at it and saying, I'm just going to position myself, I've got my stop in place, my buy stop in place, but I'm anticipating lower lows and lower highs, at least for the next couple of days or maybe the next week or so. That's different altogether. What I'm saying is, today, to really garner speed, if you are short, you want to, it's imperative that you want the rollover to be very quick so that you've already got yourself a good, you've got a gain that you can sort of modulate. This way, you're still kind of hugging the, it could pop, it could take out my, this is different. I'm saying you want the speed. Days young, if you can get the speed, that's what you want on Amazon. Looking out, I think that Amazon has a really strong, if I had to go to this right here, look, if I had to go to this right here using this particular technique right here, Amazon, there, this is Chapman automated. Look how the automated resistance levels in there. Look at that whole cluster of them, and yet it keeps going high, but it hasn't broken above the 46,400 level. Now it's used the same technique, Chapman wave support and resistance levels. So Amazon has 233, then 243, and the downside has 220 support. So I think you're in the right place. I just think it's going to take a little longer. That's all I wanted to say. All right, now let's do this question came in. Kate wanted to know about, where was it? Hi, Basil, can you look at Boeing? So Boeing went underneath the 221 and the 220 support levels. The next one is down at 203. I wish Kate, if you had said this to me during my show yesterday, I would have been positioned very nicely on this one, because look, in the daily chart, look what happened. Boeing, BA. Look, there's the dreaded H. So I always discuss, can I find it here? No, I can't. Let me just try to get it, because it's really worth it. So in my webinars that I've done for subscribers, and you can go to them anytime, it's just right there on your page. I have a technique that I discussed, and I've had webinars on it. I've spoken about it every time I discuss it. I showed one yesterday. I'll have to go to it because I forgot about it. I should show it. This is the rectangle, a narrow and large. Characteristics of the rectangle formation. The long, narrow rectangle. Let me just do this before I forget. So let me go not here, but to here. Look at yesterday. I made a big deal about this. Oh, Amazon's going a little higher. Yeah, that's what I meant. So this is ESU 25. Look, this is the 5-minute chart. I sent this into the den a number of times. I said right here. Let me go all the way back. This is the 5-minute chart of the E-mini. So I had this thing that I wrote down. Is this the ESU? Oh, was it yesterday? Oh, wait, maybe it is. There. So what I wrote in is from yesterday during my show, the E-mini made a high in the 56.93 area. And then look what happened. It stayed in this rectangle formation forever. I mean, just forever, right? And I typed in a long, narrow rectangle can last a lot longer than one's patience. And look at this. It went all the way through. It did go above it, but then I sent, just before the close, I sent out this thing saying peak F. Now it should start to pull back. Well, that was the high, and it lasted in this rectangle, an 8-point, maybe 10-point rectangle, narrow range, all the way through until it broke down at unbelievable, at 3:45 a.m. this morning, Eastern Time. And then it broke down. But then what happened is it rallied again. And now it's made higher highs. It has gone higher than that. Now, isn't that interesting? So a long, narrow rectangle can last a lot longer than your patience. However, the next one is, if I can find it, Boeing. The next one is a large rectangle can go sharply down and then go to higher highs, to peak A, B, C, and even a D, just under, right on, or just above the previous high. And then watch out if it takes out half of the rectangle distance from the top to the bottom. Well, lo and behold, it did. And look what happened. The low that we'll be looking at is 215.90 of the 1st of August. Today's low is 215.70. It's just taken it out. And the rule of thumb is it has 2, sometimes 3, I like to think 2 sessions to close above that left side low to say it could bounce to at least some level on the upside. But the weekly chart has gone to a peak C and pulled back below the 9-period moving average and under the 14-period moving average. And as I say, it hasn't taken out that left side low yet. But in the meantime, we're going to be watching this. So I think Boeing on the short term is negative. Number one. Number two is all the technicals and the daily are very negative. The weekly chart is still very positive, and that just says to me that the level to monitor, now let me just do this right here. I don't know if you're short or long, Kate, but I am looking at this and saying, based on my daily chart, I'm looking at this, and if at any point in the next week it closes under 210. It's at 216 right now. That's a long way to go, but 210. Then in September, going into October, there's a chance that it hits 200 period exponential moving average. That's the negative side. The positive side is within the next 2 sessions, if it's able today, the open was 220 round number high. Oh, another negative. Open was 219.89. It went to 220.00. If in the next, going into Wednesday of next week, if it closes above the round number 220, that's going to be a positive and say, okay, best case scenario now it's held the support in the 216 area, 215 area. It can bounce, and it can bounce maybe to 221, 222. So as it stands right now, I would be negative on Boeing. Oh, I've answered your question. Next question came in here, PGX. Do I know PGX? Sounds familiar. I know all these symbols so well. I don't always know what they are, but it does sound familiar. PGX is Invesco Preferred Portfolio. I do not know this at all. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, but Frank, this is looking great. So I should take time, and we've got how long to go before the break? Oh, let me just do this quickly. You see the monthly chart? Peak A, peak B, and then it comes back and arches over. This is the successful dreaded H so far, and it says that this pattern could go from an H, this is preferred, this is important, from an H there to a second H right here, right? And that could bounce. So what you want to see is that it's at 11.77, down 5 cents. I need to do this because it's really worth doing. It's a preferred share. We don't often get to look at preferred shares. A, B, C, D. Okay, it's done the D in the weekly chart. Went to what would have been the left side. I want to do that at this point. But let me just draw in the rectangle for the moment up to there. All right, and there's your rectangle. All right, good. So now let's go to the daily chart. I'll do a little bit of work in the break. Look, it doesn't take long to do, and always you have to go to the lowest left side low and then start your count. Otherwise, you could miss out. So I'll be back. We're looking at PGX, which I have to keep looking closely. Invesco Preferred Portfolio. Let me just look at junk in the meantime. J&K. Oh, very similar chart. Preferred shares. Okay, I'll be back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
All right, so let's see. Many thanks, Basil. I was hoping for a crash. Many thanks. I understood. You were so compelling that I lost my small gain. I'm flat. Okay, well, it is moving higher, so that's just as well. So and the next question, I'm going to go back to PGX in a minute. And I must get to this because it was asked much earlier and I never got to IWM. Where should I add? I like IWM. I think next week, I could be totally wrong, but everything I'm pointing to suggests that there could be choppiness next week. And I think a lot of people are expecting that the Fed helps and you get this huge move to the upside. I think right now it's just kind of a little overbought technically, and it needs to pull back. So IWM trading at 239. Let's look at it together next week. But I would say if you can see a pullback under 234 to 232, let's look at it at that, because I would start a split long added position. So you start the next add-on, but split it in a position so that in the 234s you get to it, and then wait for another pullback to add to it, and then that'll be the last one, and then you wait for a really big move. Okay, next thing I wanted to do is this PGX. So Invesco preferred portfolio. I told you about the dreaded H pattern, but it's held very nicely. It never got to the low. It's a leg D in the weekly chart in this rectangle formation going to a higher high. So that means at 1179, pulling back a little bit today with another. This is leg G/B. Let me just sum up. I like it very much. It looks to me like if it pulls back and makes a peak G, on Monday by pulling back, then if it goes 1 penny higher, then that starts a new leg C, and that should go even higher into next week. I like it very much. I like to do a little bit more work on it because I want to look at other preferreds, but I like it. So summing up, so the question yesterday was, what was the stock you were talking about? You got in with subscribers and you really like it. REAL, the real company, is trading at 963 right now. We're in at 855. It's in leg C. And what is it? Online resale of authentic luxury goods, buying and selling pre-owned designer items. That's exactly the market we're in.